out there for everybody, and I want to make sure that you have the tool that you're comfortable with in your hand when you're working behind the chair all day. So again, stay tuned until the end. Thank you for tuning in today. And if there's anything in the future that you would like to see, hit us up on Instagram at Sharkfin Shears and let us know what you want to learn about. Let's get started. Hey guys, and welcome to another live Monday here with me, Vinny, from Sharkfin Education. Thank you guys for joining us. If you're here today on the Zoom or on YouTube, you can catch this video again. It'll be up on the Sharkfin YouTube channel under the lives. So if you missed something or you want to watch it again or skip to your favorite part, check us out on the YouTube channel. If you're here today and it's your first time, we have the Zoom chat open. You can give us a little background about yourself. Are you joining us as an individual? And how long have you been cutting for? And what are you looking to work on or get out of our time today? If you're joining us from a school, give me an idea of what's going on with your students. Where are they at with cutting time? How long have they been in school? What are you guys looking to achieve? And if you're an instructor joining us today and you want to maybe get better at teaching a specific technique, let me know how long you've been instructing for, where you're at, and maybe something specific that you're looking to do better with on the floor while you're teaching your students. So however you're joining us, and wherever you are in this awesome career, again, please feel free to just share some stuff with us. We're here for you to get as much out of this class as possible. And this is just our way of saying thank you for your support from Sharkfin. If you have any suggestions, we are just, again, we're here for you. So what are you guys working on? What do you want to know? You can reach out to us two ways: email, education@sharkfinshears.com, or Instagram @sharkfinshears. Send us a DM. Let us know what you're working on or specific questions that you have. Thank you again for tuning in. We're trying to bring live sessions every Monday, 1 o'clock Eastern time for you guys. So I say this every week. I'm excited. I'm super excited about today. I have another great guest. I've been blessed over the last several classes with just people that are taking time out of their day to be here so I can cut their hair and show you guys some techniques. So please stay tuned till the end. I have something for you for you guys to take to the website. And then throughout our time here, I'll be explaining a little bit about the shear I use, how I take care of it, what you can look for on our website. And then if you have any questions about that, you can reach out to us the two ways that I mentioned earlier. So we got our work cut out for us today, so I'm going to jump right into the class. So without further ado, I'm going to bring out my man Shane, and we'll start talking about the haircut and what we're going to achieve today. Come on down, brother. What's up, man?
How you doing?
Good, man. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you for cutting my hair.
Okay, so this is Shane. Again, I've been able to have some pretty cool guests on for myself. Shane and I have been working together for how long?
2016 maybe?
Yeah. Okay, so almost 8 years and everything, right?
Yeah.
That would be the right math?
Yeah.
Good. All right. So about 8 years. Shane was able to come into the shop. I got to work with him while he was learning, which was really cool. We got to cut hair next to each other a little bit, and now he's in another shop on his own. If I've cut Shane's hair, it's been a very long time.
Yeah, probably 8 years.
So you're going to see everything live today, and I'm going to break down what I'm looking at, what I'm looking for, and how I'm going to achieve what I'm going to achieve. But I'm going to turn it over to Shane right now, and he's going to give us a little bit about what he's looking to achieve today for his haircut, when his last haircut was, and I'm just going to give him time and room to talk about what he wants to do. So yeah, let us know.
So probably the last time my haircut was about 4 weeks ago. What I'm trying to achieve is maybe leaving my front a tad bit full, The rest of it, for the most part, kind of open game for whatever you would like to work on. Would you like the people to view?
Okay.
Maybe leave it a little bit darker here.
On the sides?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like me a nice taper.
Okay, can I go skin on the taper?
Yeah.
Great. All right. And then is this how you generally wear your hair? Is this the style that you're going for?
Yeah, I like to wear it more forward lately. Was doing the comb over for a while, and before that I had really long hair.
Yeah.
So like lately I've just been keeping it more messy. My hair does curl right now. It's not too curly, but
Okay, so you get more of a curl?
I do get more of a curl than what this is.
Okay, is there any product currently in there?
No.
Okay, nothing, it's all washed
Yep,
out?
just washed, conditioned this morning.
Okay, so this is fresh out, dried, everything?
Yeah, towel, air dry.
Okay, great.
A little bit brushed out just to try to make your life a little bit easier.
Appreciate it. Okay, so we're gonna keep the front full. You tip it forward. It's been 4 weeks since your last haircut. We're gonna keep the sides on the darker side, and then we can do a skin in the taper areas.
Yep.
That's what I'm hearing. Cool.
Like I said, yeah, I have free range.
Sweet. All right. We're gonna rock and roll off of that then. So a technique that I want to go into today that I've seen pop up over the years more and more on haircuts, and I find it to be helpful specifically for a haircut like this, is we're gonna cut in our graduation and our transition area. We're gonna do that with shear work, and we're gonna do a forward graduation. So what I'm looking at, and based off of what Shane is saying, I'm looking at how his hair naturally sits. And it sits on an angle that's down and forward. And I'm gonna cut it like that, so that it can sit like that. What we're gonna be able to do is control the length and weight in this area, and that will separate the top from the bottom. Meaning, I'm gonna connect the top to the graduation, and then I'll connect the bottom, like the sides and the back, into the graduation. And I'm focused on keeping length up top, keeping texture in the transition area, and then maintaining a long front. From there, once I have the side length down, then we can taper right into that, and we'll get into that as well. So I'm gonna section out the top from the parietal area, and then I'm gonna leave the bang out, and that'll help me focus on exactly where I want to start the haircut. So let's get started with that then.
Awesome.
Yeah. Again, if you're joining us live, if you have any questions throughout the haircut on what's going on or why or how, please feel free to ask. That is why we are here. So again, we're gonna start with this technique specifically because of the haircut and what Shane is looking to do. Oh, Des, can you do me a huge favor? Did you unplug the, or can you? Thanks. That we have the central vac here, and when that thing goes off, dude, it's so loud. The black, yeah, the black, not the orange one. All right, so here, let's just talk about sectioning real quick. Again, I want to have control, and I want to know what area I'm specifically working in. So I'm going to wet the hair, and I got the comb flat on the parietal area. What's nice about this is everybody has a parietal area, what connects like the side to the top, and then the crown in the back. Where it is and how it sits can be different for people, but it's a flat spot for everybody. So if I use the flat part, or if I put the comb on the head, where the comb lays flat in that area, that's where I know it's specific to that client. So And essentially, I'm just creating a horseshoe for Shane, a horseshoe section. But again, it's specific to his head shape. If you've been watching our classes, I'll also section out the bang and front area. Because we're going to connect the top into the bang and protect that, because he specifically said, I want to keep this full. So we'll do that as well.
We have a comment.
Yeah, hit me with it.
From Chastity Kennedy, good afternoon. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, you are welcome. Thank you for joining. Really, we appreciate it. We need you guys here. Is that from a school or from a individual? Cool. But yeah, thanks for joining. Thank you for saying hello. And if you have any questions during the cut, please feel free to let me know. I'm working on the back here. I'm going to show you guys this. When you're working with clients and you're looking to section, the more you can section specifically to their growth pattern and how the hair lays, then you'll know what needs to be cut where, which is very helpful, because you're going to cut it right where it should be laying anyway, and then you'll know that it's blended. And again, you can manipulate the length and weight that you desire. This haircut is going to be about managing the length and weight for the haircut. So this is not a perfect horseshoe in the back. Can you tilt your chin up? It's not a perfect horseshoe, which is fine, because in Shane's crown area, this is the way his swirl's right here. So that's going to be slightly higher. We're going to dip down a little bit lower. And this is the growth pattern of his hair. And I'm just finding that by combing the hair where it wants to go and really looking at the root of the hair. So for our purposes today, we're going to also section out the bang. Shane and I were just, before the haircut, we were helping a student in the school, and we were talking about the mirror. I do not have a mirror down here. It is a little bit more difficult without, because I would be looking in the mirror right now while I'm sectioning all of this for the front. So for now, do the best we can. Some people think this is kind of funny in the barbershop if you're doing stuff like this, but again, the purpose is to protect the areas that are important for the haircut. So look down for me. Okay. So this is the section we're going to use today. I'm going to work in the parietal first. From there, we'll just go to the top, and then from the top connection, we're going to move forward into the bang. Once this area is cut here, I'm going to know what I can do with my clipper work. And then from there, we're going to, we'll do the taper. All right.
With the video, is there something more you want me to be quiet for?
No, you can talk. I was literally just going to ask you a question. We can treat this like the barbershop, dude.
Okay.
So we got people watching, but like I'm going to go into some stuff, but we can talk about whatever, man. I mean, you know, we can talk about your cutting experience, how things have been going. If you want to share anything specific about what you've learned over the years, you want to talk football, you know, whatever you're looking to do. So, and then I'll just interrupt. So right now I'm going to explain something, and then we can kind of go from there.
Awesome.
All right. So in order to control the length and weight in this area, I'm going to use a shear over finger technique that I'm going to cut the hair in the direction that we want it to flow when we're finished, and then everything's going to be matched up from there. What I mean is I got the hair combed in the direction that I want to go. My comb is gonna match that direction, my finger is gonna match it, and then my shear is gonna match my fingers to cut. How we're gonna manipulate the length and weight is I have the hair sectioned off from the top of the parietal. So when I'm pulling length off, depending on two things, how I lift the hair up, and then my finger angle on the hair will determine where the weight is going to sit, and that's where you're going to get that's where you're going to be able to control your length. Okay, so I'll show you a quick example, and then we'll move in from there. Also, I like what the last barber did with the haircut. It's a little bit fuller in the crown. I'm going to take a little bit more weight out of here, but I just like the way that they dipped the weight line for Shane's head and what he's looking to achieve. So I'm going to follow that same pattern. Can you zoom in on that right here, Des, a little bit? Yeah, perfect. So you can see it starts a little higher towards the front, and then as we work back, it dips down, and that's for the crown and for his head shape. So let's stay there for a sec. I like the way that that's in, and I'm gonna have to work on my position. So we got the hair combed down at a slight angle. Comb's gonna match the angle. Finger's gonna match that. I'm gonna comb right over my middle finger here. And then I'm gonna do slightly pull out from the knuckles to create that length that I want, and cut up to. I'm gonna move back. Here, I have a guide coming from the front, and I have a guide down at the bottom. Pull out slightly. And just real quick, I now have my weight line up here from the regrowth from his last haircut, which was down here. So just by seeing that, I know I'm in the right area. All right, so I'm setting that line where I want it right now. And again, this is a specific technique. There's my guide, checking for my guide, finger angle. And we want that hair to sit slightly forward when we're finished. This is going to give us the length that we want to blend into with the clippers. And we're just going to work this all the way back. There's a few other techniques you could use to achieve the same thing. I haven't gone over something like this yet on camera, so I wanted to explore this with you guys today. We're setting the length and weight and manipulating it exactly where we want it to. And I will cue you in on one other thing. I know that, do you know what the width of your finger is equivalent to clipper wise? If you had to, if you know, but if you had to guess, what's that?
5.
Yeah, cool. So it's about, and there's a little slight variation. Typically it's a 4. So you're pretty much on the money there. But if I have my finger pressed up against Shane's head, and then I got the finger angle, the cutting angle out further. So down at my fingertips, it's about a 4, and then I'm increasing length as I go up. So I know from anything below here, I'm basically blending into a 4 plastic guard. I just like to explain that. I think it's kind of helpful to know. I think it's kind of cool too.
It is very helpful to know.
Yeah, because what we're gonna be doing is putting clipper work into scissor work, and if you know the measurements of what you're doing, then you should really know how to connect it a little. It should be easier to connect.
I have another comment from Luchassi.
Yeah.
It says, yes, I'm a student at the Albany Beauty Academy, Albany, Georgia.
Oh, cool. At Albany, right?
Albany.
We'll give a special shout out to Deb that I can see all your comments. And making sure that you guys can clearly see what's happening here.
How's it look, Vinny?
This is cool, man. I'm really excited about this. So Des figured out how we can pan in and out. So when I'm working on more detailed work, you guys get a clearer picture. So that's all Des. I just stand back here and talk and put out some haircuts every once in a while. So here's the weight line. I can see where I'm getting the desired outcome. Here, we're going to move to, my knuckles are going to be down, my fingers are going to be up. If I'm left-handed, if you're right-handed, you're going to be fingertips down, knuckles up on the right side, knuckles down, fingertips up on the left side. So we're just going to reverse it a little bit. So why we do that is, you'll see, can you pan out for a second?
Yep.
Okay, my cutting position, I'm upright this whole time. So fingers, knuckles are on the head. I got my measurement. I'm pulling out for my cutting angle with the fingertips, and I'm upright this whole time. This is important because if you're doing 12, 15 plus haircuts a day, you don't want to be bending over, elbows up, shoulders all over the place. You'll see people do that. I do it from time to time because we're trying to move a little quicker or we don't want to reposition ourselves. But the more you can keep your body in an upright position and the more comfortable you are, then long term, this job's going to be way more sustainable for you. What would you say on that, Shane? What's kind of helped you? You've been cutting for almost 8 years now, or 8 years, so what's helped you behind the chair?
It's definitely good to have a good posture. You don't want your back hurting, your arms sore. Be very mindful of those things.
How old are you now?
I'm 31.
Has anything aching you yet?
Sometimes I find because especially when I'm cutting kids, sometimes I'm just being lazy and I don't want to raise the chair because I'm just focused on what I'm doing. Even though if I just raise the chair a couple inches, my back would feel so much better. But sometimes my upper back, where my neck is, I'm in a weird hunch position, could highly be avoided if I just focus on my posture.
Well, about how many haircuts do you do a day?
So my full day would be 20, and I would say I average maybe 17 a day on average. But
then
we've been doing 20 for every day for the last couple months.
Yeah, and then how? What's your time frame? What's your duration of your haircuts?
Depending on the haircut and the client, I would say on average anywhere between I'll just say 20 minutes. I'd say 15, 20, but I'd say put it to 20. Some clients I like to talk to more. It'll be more I'll be done their haircut and I'm just chit chatting with them for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But then some clients don't really want to talk and it's just in and out. So I'll get them done typically a lot faster.
Gotcha. All right, I'm gonna show you a breakdown of how I connect the top. This is a 101. All right, so if you're a veteran or this might not be what you do, but in order to understand where we're gonna go from here, I'm gonna break that down for you. So I have the hair combed in on the top in vertical sections. This is what we had clipped off. The parietal into the side is what I already cut. I'm gonna take a section here. I'm still gonna leave the bang and fringe area out. And I'm going to bring it over top of the cut hair. And this is where we can start to kind of talk about elevation. So I want to keep length up top. I cut my transition area. Now to blend it, I'm going to take hair from the top section and bring it down to the cut area, and I'm going to pick it up to that guide from the hair underneath. I'm going to cut it at a low elevation. For 90 degrees, if you're in school and learning about 90 degrees, I would pick the hair up to here. So let's see what that would look like. So if I were to pick this up and I wanted a full layer, I would cut all of this off. Not looking to do that. We're looking to increase the length and keep as much length up at the top as possible. So in order to do so, I'm going to cut it at a lower elevation to the guide that I just set here when I did the shear over finger technique. So once I made that first cut here, my guide was underneath. Once I make that first cut, I now have a guide underneath and to the right, and I'm not guessing at all. In the crown area, we're going to take the area, this center point from the crown, and I'm going to bring it out and down to where it's going to lay when Shane wears it. Paying attention to the fact that I'm going to turn the comb slightly on an angle because I want to follow that same shape that I produced with my fingers. If I hold the comb perfectly horizontal, this top hair is going to be cut way too short. So we brought down one section. What I'll do is move towards the middle of the head. I'll bring down another section. And we'll see what is hanging over here now. If you're in school, let's ask Shane real quick. I like to test Shane. Let's see what Shane says. Shane, you're doing shear over finger. Mm-hmm. How much hair should you have in your fingers? What do we use to measure that? You shouldn't.
Are you talking about like how much between your knuckles, or?
Yeah, if you were telling someone that, all right,
rule over thumb, don't go past your knuckle, especially your second knuckle.
Right. So
this region of your hand.
Perfect. Yeah. So I'm on the same page. So what I do, the comb and using your finger, they're different tools. All right. Because now that the way that I'm cutting, I want to pick the hair up and cut it in the comb. I don't want to do it in my fingers anymore. I treat the comb like my finger. So when I'm looking at this, in the spine of this comb, I have holes, and about these 3 holes is the measurement of my second knuckle to my tip of my finger. So when I'm trying to cut and control hair, I'm not going with a larger section than that. So same principle, we're just applying it to the comb, all right? And when you're doing, the one thing I harp on my students with clipper over comb is you have to be you have to pay attention to that even more, because clipper over comb is meant to take a large section and cut it quickly. And when you're doing more detailed work with shear over comb, or clipper over comb, you have a tendency to kind of take too much. Would you agree with that, or?
Yeah, I would agree with that. A little bit more attention to detail.
With clipper over comb.
If you take it too much, clipper over comb, it's more unforgivable. At that point, if you go too far in. Shear over comb, you have a lot more control.
Yep, exactly. So again, real quick, guys, where I'm cutting more, I'm bringing hair into the crown, deeper into the crown area, and bringing it down to the cutting line, and that's going to increase my length. I'll show you this here. That increases the length of the crown to then increase the length up top. Okay? If I'm repeating myself, I apologize. I don't think this is a very easy concept right from the rip. So just gonna keep repeating it so we're on the same page. So let's just repeat. I'll move a little quicker. Took a vertical section, brought it down to the guide. We're gonna cut at a lower elevation, checking for the guide underneath. Once I have that, I now have two guides, one from underneath, one from the left, so I can begin to move forward. Paying attention to how I'm holding the comb, that I'm not cutting strictly horizontal. And we're taking the hair from the top, bringing it down to a lower elevation so that we can increase length as we move up the head. I'll show you where this will really come into play. So the middle did not touch, did not extend from the top of the head to the parietal. And I do want to remove a little bit of length there. So I'm going to comb the hair in a direction so I can pick it up. And let's see if we have a guide coming from the left. Yep. So this is the middle of the head here. From cutting this hair at a lower elevation, we increased the length. And now I can take that guide, move it to the center. So elevating up until I find that last length to connect it to the middle. That'll give us just a slight layer up there. Nice. So now if I pick up this side, it should be minimal work. So we're going to check it on this side.
Do you find yourself doing more shear over comb nowadays or clipper over comb?
Dude, I am a huge fan of shear work.
Yeah,
I always have been. Clipper over comb, I like to learn every technique. We'll explore. So minimal connection here because I already cut the middle to the right side and they were both, the right and the left were cut evenly. So just connecting it to one side works. All right. Cool. Yeah, I just, like you were saying earlier, I like the control. And I think, I do personally think that clipper over comb has its time and purpose and is for specific hair and can be a specific technique if you're if you're like cutting for speed and stuff.
Sometimes I find it too aggressive.
Yeah, I find it aggressive, and from a teacher standpoint, I find that there's, like you said earlier, there's a lot more room for error. So what I like to do is teach the principles of like where the guide is, what you're cutting to, how you're connecting, and then kind of move into clipper over comb. So, but clipper over comb can be it's an awesome technique. So I'm going to show them how to connect to the bang. So let's talk about, I got to revisit this real quick. Shane wants a heavier front, a little bit of length off the top. I'm teaching you a technique today on how to control length and weight in the parietal and side area to keep length on top. We started with that, connected the top. Now I'm going to show you how to connect the top to the bang. Why are you yawning, bro? You bored back there? Huh? Please. You're going to have a test after this. Des has been watching our show for like a couple months now, and he told me he can cut hair, so we might have him on a Monday show just chopping it up.
Have him do a guest spot.
You want to do? Yeah, he's going to come out and do a guest spot. All right, so here we go. You're going to see the cut hair come from the right, and then this peak right here, that's what we sectioned out. We're going to connect to it. We have it pulled up.
Are you doing more of a blunt cut up there, or more like a point cut, or?
So I'm just blunting the cut right now because I'm not cutting the length off the front. and it's actually like this hair. So that's a good question. Thank you. That's what I love. You knew they needed to know that. Okay, so I could point cut it just fine. I want to remove the necessary length here because when this hair right here that's sitting towards the back of the bang area, when that falls forward, that's where the weight and the heaviness comes from. So I'm going to remove that first, and then when the bang is dry and everything, if I need any texture, we'll put it in there. But right now, we're taking out the weight that is just, we can even see it. I think this is a little bit lighter, but you see you got the length that you still want. So now I can take off very, very little length in the front. Basically going to be taking off any dead or split ends. We want to keep the curl and the wave. If you joined us for our last class, we did a great haircut on Max with curly wavy hair. Shane's hair isn't consistently have this consistent curl and wave, so I'll tell you how I'm going to treat this. We're going to wet it. I saw where it was sitting when it was dry. When I cut wavy and curly hair, when hair's wet, you can see it stretching a little bit more. I'm going to get the hair straight, turn towards me, and I'm going to pull with slight tension down, and I'm just going to trim. So I'm at the bridge of his nose. When this hair dries, it's going to be at his eyebrow or higher. So we're going to take into consideration that when the hair dries, it's going to shrink up. And then also because of Shane's curl or his more of a wave pattern in his haircut, it's going to bounce back up. So I'm cutting a wave or a curly hair at the bridge of the nose, and anticipating that it's going to bump up at the eyebrow, sitting at the eyebrow or slightly above. Another technique, so I was on that side of Shane, now I had him look to me over there. Can you pan out real quick, Des? So for me, I'm in an upright position. Again, I'm not leaning over Shane. He's not uncomfortable. I asked him to pivot his head so that I can remain in a comfortable position and control what I'm doing this whole time with the haircut. I'll show you this real quick. What's that?
140.
Cool. So right here, this is another connection triangle. This is the hair that we already cut from the side and the top. I want the bang to be longer, so I'm going to change my finger angle to point down towards his eye. And if you saw it, that front bang part right here, the hair that I actually had included, it just fell out, which means I'm maintaining that length. Again, we're going over more concepts of connection and how-to today with the shear work. This is not easy. I would say it's not easy. I don't know, Shane, what do you think?
No, especially if you're just starting, not easy. It's definitely a more complicated haircut. Gotta go different angles.
Yeah, we're just putting in a few more techniques, but control, when you're talking about control and manipulation, putting hair exactly where you want it to, it's not that easy.
It's not easy. I feel
But
like most of the time, hair wants to fight you.
when you work with it, it helps. All right, so I'm gonna cut the rest of the hair dry. So I have a matte finish product. His hair's still damp. Again, with curly wavy hair, I'm gonna do a scrunch technique. We're gonna do a low heat dry to not create frizz. Try to mimic that natural look that he had when he first came in. And the reason I'm doing this, I want to see where this hair is sitting dry to move into my clipper work. And then finish this haircut. And now when I go in to finish it, I'm going to do my clipper work into what I did with shear over finger on that forward graduation, and then I can connect my taper to that. I think one of the most difficult things, or things that are overlooked, why this is hard, is because we're going 2 or 3 steps ahead. So if you've never done this before and you want to learn it, I would practice either on a friend or a mannequin just the sectioning and trying to create a forward graduation with your scissors. That's all I would do, and see how that works. I wouldn't try to do everything at once. All right, so we got the diffuser on for wavy and curly hair. Again, I'm going to do a lower heat. I'm watching for this hair to dry. As soon as it's drying, I'm going to move on, because I don't want to create a lot of frizz.
Nice diffuser.
I like this.
Yeah, I like this.
Did you see Wall's new tools?
No.
The vapor clipper, and they just came out with their blow dryer.
No, but Larry, the barber supply guy, I think he just got it. He was talking to me about it.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see it yet.
We love our barber supply vans that drive around. They're the best.
You like the Dyson hair dryer?
Oh yeah, I've had this for years. I do like it. It's one of those things where I think it does help on the job. I don't think it's crazy necessary, but it's bougie. Whatever, bro. You saw my gold clippers. So we out here. So I have the diffuser on Shane's head. Light circles. That kind of helps with the wave and the curl. It lifts the hair up to get underneath of it. And again, the reason for drying this is because I'm going to put my clipper work right into that scissor work. And cutting dry, I want to see exactly what that looks like.
Is there a certain rotation that you're going to the diffuser you're trying to get?
No, this just kind of creates that volume and brings that curl back. And because they're such small circles, I mean, to be specific, to answer your question, I think I've done more like clockwise, but. So I'm going to take the bang and literally sit it in the diffuser. So I'm going to scrunch it and pick it up gently. Tension is what straightens hair. So either tension with the comb or tension with your fingers, or when you have a direct blow dry and it's putting a lot of tension on the hair, that's what creates a wavy or curly hair to look straight. So we're just trying to be mindful. When we're styling, to kind of bring that back. And I'm spending a little bit more time on this for this video because we haven't talked a lot about kind of styling techniques. So Shane, you can see yourself in the TV. What would you can run your hands through it. Would you mess that up at all or scrunch it? You know, do what you would do. How does that feel up top? How's it kind of look? Yeah.
Feels good. It's laying nice.
Yeah. Do you
It's pretty much laying like I feel like effortless, like no effort on it laying.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Minimal styling. If a haircut, we talk about this. If a haircut's cut well, it can be cut like Shane just said to just style kind of naturally. Product should help hold the style. There are certain times where a client wants something that their hair doesn't naturally do, and you need to rely on the product to put it in that position and hold it. I would say for almost 80% of my haircuts, though, we should be able to get the style with the hair almost being dry. Would you say that?
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
The only time I feel like lately where I feel like it's more product is a lot of people want a curly like hairstyle and they got like pin straight hair. So it turns into more like curl creams and sea salt sprays and things like that to achieve what they want.
Yeah,
Naturally.
because their hair doesn't naturally do that. Huh?
What do I want to take a shower?
It just goes right back. So our job would then be to educate on how to produce the style and the product. All right, so right there in the taper area, I'm testing it. I talked to Shane earlier about what is going to keep his hair dark on the darker side, because that's what we wanted to do. He said probably like a 5 or a 6. I went in with a 4 in the taper area to see it. I just put a closed 6 on. This is cutting a little bit.
What kind of clipper do you use?
I got the Babyliss Low Pro for doing this type of cut. I like this clipper for when I'm working with more length.
Why is that?
I think it cuts through longer hair more efficiently. I think like when I take my other clipper is meant for fading. Like it's got the fade blade on it and all that, and I think I either have to go slower or cut the hair like multiple times to get it where I want it, because it has smaller teeth and it's meant for blending and fading and like less of a harsh cut, you know? I mean, typically, you know, I cut with rotary a lot. You know, we cut with the Oster Octane and the rotary. But keeping your hair at a longer length, I don't have the clipper guard for that. So.
Yeah, that's one clipper guard I'm missing for my rotary of the 6.
Oh yeah, what do you have up to?
5.
Oh wow.
I use it a lot.
They get so thick at that point. Like the metal, the teeth and everything.
Yeah, I like them though. I'm a big fan of them. Well, lately I've been using Stylecraft.
Oh, for your clipper work and everything.
Yeah, clipper work, trimmer. I'm a big fan of Stylecraft.
Nice. Nice.
And then Magic Clip went, so I was like, I need.
Oh really?
Yeah, I've had it for years at the time.
Yeah, this thing's my favorite. That is like one of my favorite clippers though.
It blew up in my hand. I went to adjust it and the whole thing, like right where the blade was and the handle all snapped in my hand. I was like, oh no.
All right, I'm gonna show a few things. So he's gonna wear his hair forward. Can you zoom in on that? I wanna see if the lighting will pick up on this. Okay, that's better. And then,
Do this.
yeah, try that. Okay, so when I pull the hair straight down, you can see the weight line here.
That monitor is deceiving, so I can see it clearly.
Okay, great. This is good for me, so if you can see it even better, then fine. So I may manipulate this a little bit with some blending shear, but watch this. When we comb it the way that we cut it, in that forward direction, you get more of a blend and you actually keep the shape in the top into the parietal. Because if this hair was shorter, it would hug his head more and it would cone him out. His head would become more cone-like. So we put length and weight in here to be able to maintain that shape and maintain the length up top. If you're uncomfortable with this, we'll take out some bulk there with some polish work, but this is the finished result that I'm looking for. That forward look, texture, and maintaining shape in the haircut and on the head. So same thing for this side. Weight, Yes, that's what we wanted. That's what we manipulated. Combing the hair forward. That's gone. And maintaining the same thing as the other side. We got the dark sides, which I like. We did that with a closed 6. Who's that? Paul? So here, I got the wall. So here's the wall. This is a closed 4. It's a trusty go-to clipper for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, see, your hair does pretty much what I thought it was going to do with that, with those pocket areas, kind of creating dark and light spots. But I like the way that this 4 and 6 combo are going to be. Nice. So now that I cleared the hair with that 6 and got that larger stuff out of the way, like I was saying, I'll go down to the magic clip to kind of finish the haircut. I don't know. People know different things about their tools. This is what I do. I wanted the 6 to keep things dark, and I wanted it to blend right into my scissor work, which I think we got that. We achieved that. This will set me up to go into my taper. I'll show you how we're going to do that. And we'll go from there. So you got a fantasy team for football?
Yeah, I got 2 fantasy teams.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How are they working out?
Good. I should, by the end of tonight, I should be 2-1 in both my leagues.
Who's playing tonight?
Cincinnati versus Washington and Buffalo versus Jacksonville.
Nice.
And then our shop, we do a pick'em league.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, at the shop, our old receptionist, and actually one of the students at the academy.
Elijah?
Actually, 2 of the students at the academy are pick'em league. Oh yeah, Elijah.
Nice.
And then we got Kevin and Mikey. You play fantasy at all?
Nah, I haven't. I did a pick'em league one time, but that was about it.
I enjoy the pick'em leagues. I won our pick'em league last year. This year, I don't know if I'm not having the best few weeks. Been a lot of upsets.
Oh, yeah? Already?
Yeah, so a lot of the underdogs have been killing it this year.
Well, we're just north of Philadelphia, so that's our team. So what are you thinking for them?
I'm very high hopes. I told everyone stop stressing about this week. I knew the Eagles were going to win. Coaching really should be better. I need to be okay with taking field goals instead of going for it. Take the points. Other than that, I actually think the Eagles are going pretty far this year. I still have them, not to be not biased or anything, I still have them going to the Super Bowl. I think by the end of the season, it's going to be a team to reckon with.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's all new coaches, new playmaking. So it's just adjustments in the first few weeks. And I think once everyone clicks, we're going to see like a pretty special team.
All right. You heard it from Shane himself. All right. So 6 into the shear over finger work, 4 into the 6, and then in the taper area, what I just did was a 2 into the 4, 2 into the 4, 2 into the 4. We'll skin into the 2. Again, just breaking it down, keeping things simple. Like Shane and I were saying, this is a little bit of a more difficult haircut with the things that are going on and what we're trying to achieve. So as much as you can break it down into what you know and what connects to what, I think the easier things are. All right. Well, we'll go a little bit over time today to make sure that we get the bulk of this in.
What's your time frame typically for each video?
We've been staying within an hour.
An hour.
Yeah, I thought this one might go a little bit over just because I wanted to explain some more things with the shear over finger and why and how. So,
Like your guards.
but I'm glad we did. What's that?
I like your gold guard.
Yeah. The gold's starting to wear away. Time to re-up.
Yeah, you make a gold Oscar.
Oh my gosh, dude, I have a 76. I have a gold Oster 76. Yeah.
Is that plug-in one or?
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that funny?
Yeah. I do not miss the quarter tools.
Nah. I hear you.
Even if you get the detanglers, it still doesn't help when you have like all quarter tools.
Yeah, remember that's all we had, dude?
I know. It's a game changer nowadays.
That's wild. Like, what were the first quarters for the fight? Were they good?
No. Nope. The first, so I had it was because of the battery life and stuff.
So it wasn't a blade, it was a battery.
Oh yeah, the batteries were, I mean, they just started doing lithium, I don't know, like 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
And that's what changed the game.
Were they like nickel cadmium batteries or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
So they didn't hold a charge and they started to slow down before they were dead.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they weren't efficient.
Yeah. And they were so expensive.
What is like a good price for a clipper?
Depends on the type of clipper you're looking for.
Nowadays,
Like
I don't even know. They're so expensive.
Yeah, I think clipper prices have really shot up in I'd say the last year. Even if you're going for just your basic magic clip, that's $150 now. When I first started, it was like $60.
$60, dude.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. Like my new clippers I got, my Stylecraft adjustable was $289,
Oh my gosh.
and my trimmer $200.
See, that's what I don't understand. The trimmer price. I think trimmers have gone. I think they've increased even more than the clippers.
I personally love my trimmer. Actually, it was $180, still close to $200, but I love my trimmer though. When I first bought it, I was like, oh man, I don't know if I like this thing, but now I love it. It's my favorite trimmer I ever had. And I still have my Babyliss one.
It kind of reminds me of like, the body is cheap. Usually, when I mean cheap, I mean like maybe like at most of $1,000. I think that like for really high end professional, you're looking at like 3,500 to 5,000. That's like the highest one you can get for a mirrorless setup.
Wow.
So like a nice one that does things great. 500 to 1,000. With the lenses, $3,000. Damn. Like,
That's where the most expensive, right?
Like, I'm like, what? Like the one lens I used at the last wedding I shot, it cost 3 times as much as the camera body. Like, you know.
Wow.
You know what I mean? He said, oh my god.
Well, really, like, just thinking about that, I do want to segue while I'm doing this to talk about, shark fin, because when we're talking about tools and expense, scissors can be one of the most expensive. And that's why I've really gotten behind what I use behind the company of Shark Fin.
What do you use? Shark fin?
And yep. So I got the 6 1/4 Double shark fin shear, cuts wet and dry hair. That's what I used on Shane's hair today. And aside from, I mean, they cut extremely well. They do what I want. And then their fitted system for the hand, I really enjoy. It keeps me comfortable behind the chair while I'm working with my scissor work. They got swivel, non-swivel, and then the price point for the price point. I mean,
So where are they based out of, and how much are they going for?
So they start at in like 300, high threes, low fours. They have a pro line, and then they go up to a Damascus metal, and then depending on like what you're looking for and what you're looking to do, and that's the other thing, like depending on what you want and what you're looking to achieve and all that, I think they have something for all those areas. So like for mine, my double shark fin, and what I have, because they cut like dry hair and wet hair and everything, and that's what I wanted. And then the fit, when I put on the double shark fins on my hands and felt how they fit, I really like that.
How
So
did you hear about them?
shark fin, they've been around for a while. I've heard of them through other barbers. I've seen them at the conventions, a few conventions that I've gone to. So, and then from being involved in the school. So that's what I was going to share with these guys. They have student kits if you're involved in a school and you're looking to introduce a good shear brand, quality brand, and a supportive brand. You're going to want to talk to our reps about bringing in a student kit. And then if you're looking for something individually, you can go online at sharkfinshears.com and look around on the site for something that suits your needs right now behind the chair. Like I said, I got the 6 1/4 double shark fin. Does what I need it to. And I just, yeah, for the price point, the quality, and what I'm getting out of it, that's why I like them.
You said you have reps that come.
Well, yeah, well they got at their sales team for like the schools and stuff. Yeah, I mean any questions can be emailed to the Shark Fin team. They have qualified sharpeners in different states that they back. So when you're sending it away, they have that guarantee on it and supporting it there. We're gonna take this away. Actually, I'll just finish that now. So for time's sake, I'm gonna show the right side. We'll show the back, and I'm gonna finish Shane's haircut up off camera. If there's any other questions during the time though, please feel free to ask. So we did a skin taper up and into the side, and now we're gonna skin this out into the beard length. This is a technique I've been doing for blending beards. I close my clipper halfway, and I use actually the back of the clipper, and then I'll close it a little bit more. You hear that?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy. On 2 things today.
And I'm going, there's a bone typically that everybody has right here that actually protrudes more than the cheek and the temple area. So I kind of start on that bone and then reverse flick off. So that's a little bit like with the grain and against the grain. And I first cleared with like an open 1. So I did an open 1, and then I used the back of the clipper and flicked down and out to create that blend. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right, sweet.
Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna try that.
Down slightly. So I'm gonna treat this more as a low taper. Again, to just kind of stick with what we're doing for the overall haircut. So that's an open no guard line. I know I'm blending into a 2, so I'm gonna work down from here. So I did an open no guard line. I closed my clipper halfway, staying under that open line. I'm gonna close it all the way, stay really low. I can hear it cutting and see the difference that it's making. So that's open to closed, and I actually put that line in with a trimmer. So the skin's done, so now I just need to connect it to a 2. Shane's hair is growing hard to the left. In the middle, it grows down and slightly in on the outsides. You got to pay attention to that because you're cutting against the grain. If you just do a motion that's straight up, the hair will actually bend in your clipper and you'll cut less length off, which will create a dark spot. So growth pattern on hair is really important. So I'm going to turn the clipper slightly and not go straight up. I'm going to go up and off on an angle so that I can go completely against that hair growth to get the hair to the length that I actually want. You can, if hair looks like it's going sideways, comb it down as hard as you can to get it in that straight up and down motion. That's a little easier for us to cut, but if not, you really got to pay attention to your clipper angle. So I just did the same technique. I did an open half guard, worked up, flicked out, and then closed as I moved down closer to the open no guard. Same technique, keep it simple. Keeping everything really tight. I was actually talking to a student again this morning. When I'm trying to have really good clipper control, I kind of choke up on the clipper a little bit more, and I'm just using my fingers when I'm flicking, not my wrist, because I want smaller motion, or I'm just doing a quick up and down motion with a small flick to keep control in these tighter taper areas. Sometimes I feel like people understand what they're doing, but it's their technique that's off. So just try to pay attention to things like that. I find it to be helpful. So here's a 1. Small blend area here. We're gonna throw a 1.5 on. Do a little picking technique to get rid of some of this dark chunking. Look straight. Cool. Right here, some dark spots. No, I just did that with my, nice, I like the way that looks. I just did that with my open no guard, but because your hair is like growing so hard this way, I just kind of sliced it with the corner. Because I just had that dark spot there that I didn't like.
Oh yeah, it's like I heard you saying picking with your 1.5.
Well, now I got the 1.5 on to just get this true blend into the 2. Just to get this little bit of length, just that little cutting that's happening. And the reason I want to be so controlled here is because if I take one of these clippers up too high, it's going to be really light, and then you're not going to get the low taper effect. And I really want to keep that low taper effect. Yep, in there. Cool. Well, guys, for our time's sake, you can see what the right side looks like here. Finished. The front, we maintained length in the front, took some length off on the top, blended to the side with keep maintaining length and texture, and then tapered it out. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks for joining us on Shark Fin live on Mondays. If you guys have any suggestions, please let us know. Head to sharkfinshares.com if you stuck with us for the entire class. If you're buying for as an individual, please shop around on the site. Anything from the Pro line up. When you go to checkout, type in VP20 for a promotion of 20% off. If you're a school and you're looking to bring shark fin shears into your student kits, give us a call. And if you're looking to make your first purchase, use VP10 for 10% off your entire kit purchase on the first one. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. Really appreciate Shane being here, taking time out of his day off so we could bring this, excuse me, bring this haircut to you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you guys soon.
That's cool though.
Man, it's, yeah, good.